what'd you say the forecast was there?
It's 57. It's going to be 57 today.
He's mad again.
So it's nice.
Just about now.
Well, because, you log into your work email and your system at 5:30, and then it tells you, well, you got to log you out because of security and stuff at 7 o'clock.
Well, thanks a lot, Garda World.
So then don't worry. I'll type in my password. I'll type in my code. I'll, give a blood sample, do the biometric BS.
Man, you never know what's going to get Zacho going.
Yeah.
No, but
I was trying
it
to
all
read
started
vibes.
yesterday.
Yeah.
He is fired up.
Just trying to read vibes. I'm trying to, not log into my work email 17 times a day.
So you're just trying to do your job, you mean?
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, I feel you.
By the way, American rock duo The Black Keys are heading out to the International Players Tour.
Yeah,
and you won't want to miss them when they take the stage at Target Center on Sunday, November 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Head over to KFAN.com. Make the keyword calendar.
His piss is
I like fired up Zach.
Yeah, he's angry.
He's angry.
He's very, very angry.
He's mad about the Kenny Chesney thing from yesterday.
Yeah.
I was.
It worked out, though.
I am very, very, very impressed that he called back.
Yeah.
To the point of almost shock.
Would you have called back?
Not a chance.
I wouldn't have called back.
Mark doesn't know his own phone number, let alone the backup interview number.
Wait, you sent an email? What's that?
Would you have called back, Hawk? If I was interviewing you about, Hawk Fest.
You know me. I would have, yes.
Yeah, you probably would have.
I can't help myself. Yeah, that's
You would have drove into the
I'd
station.
probably been like, hey, can I buy you a new computer? Yeah, but I'm trying to get that fixed, right? That's my thing. I'm trying. I'm working on it.
That's right.
Anyway, there you go. Zacho, it's okay, baby.
I'm fine. I'm better now.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
Thank you, St. Paul Saints. That's right. They come back to town next week and get ready for a fantastic summer of baseball in the Twin Cities, specifically down there in St. Paul. I cannot wait for Weekend of Bernie's Day, which is the Power Trip Morning Show featuring Terry Kaiser.
Was it July
24th? That'll be July 24th.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. More info
is
on that.
awesome.
It's going to be the best. But
Do we get to have him on the show, too?
we have to.
I wonder if he can come in that Wednesday morning.
Oh, leave it out.
I mean, I know Bernie's not going to be over the weekend here.
Yeah.
But it would be sweet if he could play initials that Friday. But if he's just here Wednesday, we still want him on the morning show that Wednesday.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I want to talk Bernie Lomax, man.
I guess we could have Bernie play initials. Really, any.
Yeah, we could make him.
That would be a great bit.
Hey, Bernie, you have a Sunday there.
He technically plays that Friday.
Yeah, right.
In fact, remind me to do that. Let's just set
Yes,
up a
we gotta do
mannequin
that.
in one of these empty chairs that Friday, and he'll play.
Man, listen to this.
He's not
by
going
the
to
way.
score any points, but he'll play.
SaintsBaseball.com for tickets. And when you're going down there next week to watch them play Iowa, listen to this. They have a new dessert called the Saints Sundae. A souvenir baseball bowl filled with vanilla, chocolate, or both, soft serve ice cream, with 3 full-sized candy bars on top.
Oh, yeah.
Your choice of
Jeez.
Score, Snickers, Three Musketeers, or Oreo cookies, or Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, or caramel or fudge, whipped cream, cherry on top, all of that. The Saints Sundae.
That's how it's done.
Yeah.
There's a big push in baseball this year for shakes and ice cream treats and stuff. I'm loving it, man. That's awesome.
Well, Big Dairy is.
Yeah.
They have their hands all over baseball.
They sure do. Yeah.
They're in cahoots.
They certainly are.
Darn
My
Kent.
favorite concession stand name of all time is at the Saints ballpark.
that is?
Mud's Dairy Area.
Oh, that's funny. Dairy area. Yeah, that's good.
They're clever.
They are a clever girl. Tomorrow's the lottery, right?
Yep.
Big money at stake.
1.2 billion plus.
Yeah, don't forget to buy your
A lot of
tickets.
yachts.
Yeah, it's a lot of ice cream sundaes.
Yeah.
The McLean County Sheriff's Office in McLean County, North Dakota, used their new grappler system to help end a car chase on Monday morning. Have you seen this thing?
No.
Grappler
this is
system.
Yes, they're sick.
They're sick. Authorities say the chase began when a driver took off down Highway 83 from an attempted traffic stop. The deputy launched the grappler and snagged the back tire of the suspect's vehicle. But both the deputy and suspect spun out and crashed into a ditch. The deputy's cruiser flipped in the wreck, and he suffered minor injuries. Hopefully he's okay. The suspect, identified as Colton Lauer, was arrested after a brief foot chase, but the grappler worked.
I've seen it. It's
Well,
kind
did
of
it
like
though?
I mean,
It kind of flipped the car it went from.
but it's awesome. It looks like Spider-Man shoots a safety net.
That is
right. It launches a net at the back tires,
And that Funicello, it launches it right out.
and then the net gets wrapped up in the tires, and then basically seizes them up. It's kind of sick. It's like snagging a fish or something.
Yeah.
So
It looks cool.
is it able to detach from the vehicle that launches it after? Because I feel like that would be the best way to avoid this. Maybe they don't have enough training on it yet, but you'd launch it, and if you stay attached to it, that's where problems can happen. But if you're able to get it wrapped around the axle and the back tire and then detach it, then
It looks like
it wraps around just the back tire
okay.
of the suspect's vehicle.
But it's still attached to the police cruiser?
But it's still attached to the police cruiser, yeah.
You would hope that there would be a way to maybe detach that. That
Maybe
would
there
hopefully
is.
be the next step.
Right.
Maybe he just didn't do it in time, or
I don't
he
know.
or she. But
hopefully, because I wouldn't want to try it next.
no, otherwise, it's basically like, all right, I'm going to stop this pursuit, but I'm going to be upside down in a second.
I'm risking my life here to stop
Hang on.
this car.
Zach is standing up and smiling. What's happening? What's that smirk for?
What's going on?
I just got asked by the boss's boss to meet. Oh, get me. Oh, gosh. Okay. All right.
You
What the
all right
hell's
over
going
there?
on?
You okay?
Are you in trouble
Well, I
now?
got a text from Greg Alexander saying, Zach, can you come down? Any chance you can come down and get me in the first floor? I didn't read it right. right there.
you want
You thought it was.
no.
You thought he was asking to meet him,
Still could be over, by
Which
the way.
means-
Thank you, everybody.
which means you're going to be escorted out of the building.
Oh, Zacho.
Bye,
Well, Zach, love you, buddy.
Oh, dude, that would have been next
fun.
level. A
Oh,
mid-show
man.
firing.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, you know what
you
they
guys
say,
did something
Zacho?
right.
We don't want Zach on.
You know
No,
what they
I
say?
don't. But it would have been great for ratings for at least a week, just to talk about how awesome it was. Then it would have been like, man, that sucks. Zach seemed nice.
Well, you know what they say, better you than me.
Oh God, how great would it be if this is just a hey, I asked.
Hey, come down, get me on the first floor, and bring your
That's
key
the trick.
card.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait a minute. If Greg's key isn't working,
Yeah, I know. Oh, well.
Yeah, maybe it's over for Greg.
Well.
Maybe Zach's escorting him out of the building.
Oh, man.
That would be next level.
Or maybe Zach is his escort.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
this could be like in the mafia movies, though, where they show up in their suit. They think that they're about to get made,
Yep.
and then kaboom. So Zach is going to let the
Good
boss
fellas.
in.
Yeah, he's going
Be
to say,
like, hey, I'm going to do the good deed. And then here,
Yep.
it was a good run.
oh, leave it out.
Love Basher.
I do love Basher. The FBI, speaking of the mafia, the FBI is once again apparently looking for bodies in Orange County, New York, Goshen, New York, as a matter of fact, as part of an investigation into the Gambino crime family. Authorities returned to farms on Hampton Road in Goshen and on Hamptonburg Road in Campbell Hall Tuesday morning with excavators, a police canine unit, and a medical examiner. It's unclear if any bodies were discovered. The farms were both raided by the FBI a few months ago. That's a job I would not want.
New.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of bodies that the FBI have not found in New York, that's for sure.
I'm sure you're right about that.
And they may not be digging in the right place.
Yeah, you might not. Yeah. Oof. Grody.
That was depressing.
That's grody. But they probably had it coming. I believe in the Gambino family. I'm a fan.
Keep your mouth shut.
Just in case they're listening, And it's Stillwater. There's a Gambino family. I'm a big
Well,
fan.
everybody lives in Stillwater.
Yeah, no, not in the prison. Let's see what else I got. Experts are warning people about fake eclipse glasses. Apparently, if you're going to see the eclipse somewhere where you can actually see it and you're buying something off of eBay, they might not work and you might go blind.
That's a dirty trick.
That's dirty, man.
Ruthless.
Yep. The Ray Charles
Ruthless.
brand.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Hey, can you pass me a pair of those Stevie Wonders?
Oh, my God. Stevie Wonder, who's going to lead me around from now on.
Hey, Zach's back. You didn't get fired.
Zach, oh. How'd it go?
Oh, good.
You
Oh,
made
good
it.
now.
You did it.
What did you guys talk about? Was there any small talk?
Wild.
or-
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Did he ask you to collect your things?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. John, you have to collect your things because you have to go.
I have to go. But if your business is looking for a positive, uplifting story about overcoming adversity, visit my website, johncreasel.com. My lovely wife will reach out to you to discuss details. johncreasel.com. I will be in next Wednesday, but I will see you guys in 2 weeks.
I love you, John
you.
Creasel.
Right on, dude.
Win
Love you,
big.
Crease.
Win big.
Win big, brother.
All right, that's John Creasel. He's out the door. Parrish is here. Marnie should be here in a second or so. And then in about 15 minutes, Jason and Randy Sklar, the Sklar Brothers. Dudes are absolutely hilarious. They're at Acme the next couple of nights. They were there last night as well. And they're playing initials at 8:15. So we'll talk to the Sklar Brothers in about 15 minutes. They'll play initials. Lots to get to between now and 9. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
This is local artists Smith and Herb and their instrumental track, Barely Standing, on the Power Trip.
The Fan.
The electric rock duo 21 Pilots are heading back to Minnesota. Catch them.
Is this them?
This is
Wow.
their new song.
Their new remix.
Next
If
semester.
21 Pilots covered the soundtrack to Toe Jam and Earl, I would pay all of my money.
He was so good.
That would be so good.
I'd love to hear
That's a
it.
waste of money. I mean, honestly, I'm sure.
I didn't say it was a great financial decision. I just said I'd be willing to do it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
Zach, you were
You
saying?
can catch these guys October 12th at Target Center as the Clancy World Tour comes to Minneapolis. Tickets go on sale at 10 a.m., so just under 3 hours from now. But, hey, why wait when you can be caller 11 at 1-800-320-5326 and win your way in to one of the best shows you'll ever see in your life.
yeah.
Not untrue. They are very, very, very fun.
Lovely and talented Zacho. Hello?
He's listening.
Sorry, what?
The Sklar Brothers are downstairs.
They're here.
All right. They'd like to win their way into the Power Trip Morning Show studios.
Now, hang on. How awesome would it be if Greg Alexander told the Sklar Brothers to fire Zach? So Zach thinks he's going to get them to bring him up, but they're the ones that have his box of belongings and going to escort you to your car. That would be fantastic.
It would be like a good cop, bad cop situation.
Exactly. So Greg's
You're
like,
fired. No, you're not.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
are.
They could truly do
Wait, am I
both.
fired or not?
All right, there you go.
Well, that
Thanks.
was some acting in there.
Yeah, I thought that was fantastic.
He's taking it to another level.
Yep. All right, so before they get up the elevator, should we get rid of some stuff that we need to get rid of?
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
Hey, thanks, All Around Property Preservation. A couple things we haven't talked about yet. How about Dawson Garcia of the Gopher basketball team announced he is returning to the Gophers? Yeah! And our buddy Ben Johnson, the
That's
coach,
big.
said that Dawson left a lot of money on the table to stay at the U.
That is a big, big thing, man. He's that's the first of the giant pillars to fall. That's great.
Yeah. I just feel, I don't know.
This team could be really good.
It
really could, man.
I feel like 10 years ago we would have been awesome, but now the NIL is just completely screwing Ben Johnson over.
Yeah, but this is one of the things that he's doing to counteract it. This is really the only way to counteract it, is to get those players that have already had a year in the system that are very talented to come back and continue to play for us. I think it's great.
Man.
So much more work for these college coaches.
I can't even imagine.
honestly,
What a
I was
nightmare.
talking to some of the college coaches or the hockey. I mean, it's just, they throw their hands up in the air. I mean, it's more than doubled their work. It's just incredible.
Yeah, well, they're playing my song and the butterflies fly away, so that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
The men's Final Four tomorrow night, number 1 Purdue versus number 11 NC State. That's at 5 o'clock or just after. Purdue's a 9-point favorite on DraftKings. Then the overall big-time favorites, UConn, 12-point favorites against number 4 Alabama. Even if you look ahead on DraftKings, if both number 1 seeds win, Purdue and UConn,
Yeah.
DraftKings says UConn would still be a 5.5-point favorite against Purdue. They would be 14.5-point favorites against NC State. This is UConn's tournament to lose.
What a non-factor March Madness has been this year.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
weird.
believe it, man.
It is. It's the one of the weirdest feeling college basketball seasons of all time.
Yeah, this is it. Literally, they got to find a way to fix all this. And I don't know if it's the NIL money, the lack of. I don't know what it is. It shouldn't matter. Every year, your colleges have new stars. That's how it's always been.
There aren't stars in men's college basketball though right now. It's weird. There just isn't.
There's no big names.
And
Right. There's
is that-
no like.
Is there a reason for that?
That's a great question. I don't know. There's going to be next year. The kid from Duke, Cooper Flagg, is going to be a giant name and a giant star because he's the projected number 1 pick the year after. So Duke will have a big name next year. But this year, it's just like Zach Edey and Dalton Connect. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's just been a weird year.
It's just an odd, it's funny how that works, right? In the NHL, you talk about good years and bad years in the draft. And sometimes it's just a light year for talent.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Twins news brought to you by our friends at Quantum Fiber. Thanks, Quantum Fiber.
Thank you, Quantum Fiber.
Twins lost to the Guardians 4-2. Julian hit a home run. Lopez went 5 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs. Look it up on your phone. The Twins are now 3-3. Cleveland 6-2. Twins are off today, and then tomorrow and Sunday 1-10 against the Guardians. Guardians are 6-2, like I just mentioned. Tigers 5-1. So Twins very early, already 2 games back of Cleveland and Detroit.
When you go into your first baseball game, Mark Parrish?
That's a good question. Just thinking that. It's getting nicer now.
It is.
Cannot wait.
It looked beautiful down at the ballpark yesterday.
There's nothing like getting out there for an afternoon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just walking around that park is awesome.
Pretty cool. It won't be long now. You'll get out there.
Yes.
Drake May scheduled to visit the Patriots today. The Patriots have the 3rd pick in the draft. Bo Nix reportedly visiting the Raiders today. Jaden Daniels visiting the Patriots Monday. I haven't really seen Vikings visits scheduled, but my guess is they're going to have visits with all of them.
Yeah, I'm sure
part
they
of the
will.
process.
Yeah.
It is weird how it's like news, but it's non-news. I don't even know why I wrote that Drake May and Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels had visits. Of course they do. That's
Well, it
part
matters.
of the process.
People care, man.
Yeah. People want to hear it.
That actually would be bigger news if it came out that the Vikings were not going to meet with JJ. Why will that not stop?
I don't know.
I've hit stop. See, I'm not trying to pile on the technology thing.
Because we have great computers.
But
That's
isn't
the
it
thing.
weird that the stop button sometimes doesn't stop it? You have to hit play to stop what's playing.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, Corey.
Why doesn't the stop button
Because
stop
the computer was made by Moses. The Moses.
I must have hit stop 40 times. Guess what stopped it? The play button.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes zero sense.
While he was loading 2 llamas on his boat, he was coding for iHeartRadio.
That was Noah.
What's the difference? Whatever.
Right. I don't know the Bible. Okay?
Maybe the Sklar Brothers do.
Maybe they do.
Do you guys know the difference between Moses and Noah? Oh, they said yes, they do. Well, then already they're doing better than us.
You got my point, though.
do.
Remember when Moses brought the llamas on the boat?
I do. Moses brought them on, and then when Moses split the sea that the ark was in, is our timing off? I don't know. Moses played basketball for the Philadelphia 76ers in the early 80s. Talking about Moses Malone, right? And Noah Wiley was on that other show. I don't know. This is very easy to
I
tell.
forgot about Noah Wiley. What a name.
I love
ER.
ER.
Yeah, Noah Wiley. He was a big deal for a second.
ER, great initials. Are we in the game yet?
There we go.
I love it. I
Look
love
at
it.
you
You're
guys.
thinking ahead.
I listened to one to get used to it, to get in the mode, and I was like, this is just a skill set. I was listening to the MC one the other day.
Yeah.
And I would have gotten mind control before everyone, but that's only because I watch so many cult documentaries to the point where, like, if I to the point where he's now in a volleyball league, right? To the point where, like, if I'm watching a show and someone says, and that's when the guy told everyone who they could have sex with, I'm like glued to it for the rest of my life. I'm like, am I in a cult documentary cult? Yes, you're in a cult. They've controlled my mind. I'm like, I'm done. How many episodes in this? 56. See you later, family. I'm out.
Oh, man. All right, so the Sklar Brothers are
good to
here.
see
They're
you
at
guys
Acme.
again.
Good to see you
It's
guys.
awesome. You guys were here last May. It's awesome that you guys apparently had enough fun and where you guys reached out to us saying, can we do this again?
Of course.
100%.
The best.
You guys
The
are always
best.
welcome here. Mark, you weren't here
I
last
wasn't
year.
here, so I'm very disappointed.
Mark Parrish,
dude.
former NHL
Guys,
All-Star.
I
Former,
know, buddy.
Huge fan.
Are you guys
Thank
hockey
you.
fans? You guys
Yeah,
big
oh
hockey
my
fans?
God, yes. Huge hockey fans.
Hell yes.
I mean, it's funny because as we grew up in St. Louis as Blues fans, we grew up watching the Minnesota North Stars.
Yeah.
Here, and there was always a tough team and always a really good, so there was a great, St. Louis and Minnesota. And all the best St. Louis kids who played hockey went to, hockey camp in Bemidji.
Oh, yeah. They still do.
They still do.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we know why would we know Bemidji? And so when St. Louis, when the Blues won in 2019, now I'm like, I can't get mad at any season where they're on the cusp of not making the playoffs this year. And I'm like, whatever.
Were you on
it
a
makes me
parade
feel that way.
float with John Hamm?
No, so Ham is a buddy. We were texting him while he was there, and there were videos and footage of someone. Please pull up the audio of Brett Hull singing Gloria, and we. So I just we texted John Hamm, who was at the parade, and I can't believe he texted us back. We're like, how drunk is Brett Hull? how drunk is Drunk Hull the best thing you've ever seen? And then we were like, is Drunk Hull better than Fat Thor? From the thing. Fat Thor is amazing. And then Ham wrote us back from the parade, and he said, Drunk Hull is Fat Thor. It was perfect.
Gloria! I'm afraid he's going to cuss.
He's not.
Gloria!
That's all you need. That's all you need. Magic. Drunk Hull. Drunk Hull is
Parrish,
He is
ring a bell a little bit?
spectacular. Oh, just a little bit.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
around Hully a couple of times when he's had one too many.
Amazing.
Oh, Marnie Gellner walking. Remember Tanya Tucker fan herself? Marnie Gellner?
Hi, Marnie. Oh, my God. Hi,
Jason, Randy, Jason,
Great to
Marnie.
see you.
Yeah.
Marnie, you came and saw us last time, didn't you? You came to the show, or maybe? I don't know. No, just say yes. Please.
You're
Yes.
hilarious.
Well, guess what? Mark Parrish and I are going to see you tonight.
Yes.
We're bringing our wives. We're not just the two of us.
Oh, yeah. It'd be great if
I
you
made it
came.
sound like it was a date, but it's not.
Let's go. The two of you guys should hold hands the whole time. Okay. In front of your wives.
So, hey, but speaking of that, I need to warn the two of you. Everybody on this show knows this, but my wife, this might be my last comedy club experience with her ever. Because
she talks a lot to the comedians.
Oh, my God.
she talks to her friends. So she hasn't seen Mark's wife, Nikki, in a while.
Oh, God.
So she is a nightmare.
You got to tell her she can't talk.
I tell her every time.
Yeah.
She is, and she will be sober tonight. Just so Nikki, how are the kids?
Which is weird for her,
Not
by the way.
while they're on the air, right?
Like, this isn't a rock concert.
So I am not looking forward to that part of it. But
Oh, my
if she
God.
stays quiet, by the way, if she doesn't stay quiet, please light her up.
I have anxiety for your anxiety now. Oh, my God. It's going to be a really fun. I'm so happy you guys are coming.
No, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait.
See you there tonight.
And that Marnie came last time, right, Marnie? Just
Yeah,
kidding.
you guys told that joke about the
Yes,
thing and that
she
guy.
knows.
Yes.
She knows.
Yes.
We're not even doing that joke anymore. We stopped. We took that joke out of our act.
You guys are unbelievable.
Yeah, we like to, bring new stuff every time. I love your guys' following. It's amazing because we're coming on the show and there's so many people. Even last night, people were giving us advice on how to play the initials game. We're like, you guys don't understand that all the people who do this and do this every single day, you guys are, or every week, you've opened a pathway in your brain that we don't there's
There's
a
a
third
portal.
eye. There's a initials third eye that you guys are like so. It's like I said, it's a room in your brain, and Randy was like, "What room?" I'm like, "The panic room."
So if I remember right, so one of you scored last year.
I
right?
got one. I got one.
Okay, so Jason got one.
So I treated it like on my honeymoon. My wife and I went to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and we learned how to fly fish one day. And in my mind, I said, if I can learn how to cast this thing today, I'm not even talking about getting a fish. If I can cast, then I will feel good about myself. And then I did learn how to cast in like 2 hours. I figured it out, and then I did catch a couple fish. So in my mind, I was like, if I can throw a guess into the game, that's all I care about. And I'm not even talking about getting one. And I think I actually got one. There's an ancient Chinese proverb: if you teach a man how to initial. If you give a man initials, he initials for one answer. Yeah, if you teach a man how to initial, he initials for a lifetime.
You got
Moses wrote that,
you
I
got
think.
Golden Delicious.
No, that was I got Golden Delicious Apple. Yep, Golden Delicious.
That was number 10. So we were sweating both of you getting shut out because it's best out of 12. You got Golden Delicious number 10.
Well done.
What are you
Jason on
going to
the board.
sweat more today? Us getting one or your wife talking at the show?
My wife, and it's not even close because it doesn't change my life if you guys get shut out. It's the embarrassment factor. I just want to sit there and laugh. I don't want to be like, God,
Either way, someone's going to be
quiet.
embarrassed. Just reminder, our stuff. So people have said in a fun way that we pack it with lots of jokes. Marnie knows. Kidding. We pack it with lots of jokes, and someone has said it is so fun to watch you guys because it's like listening to a podcast at like 1.5 because it's just like a barrage of jokes. Tell her she's going to miss stuff if she's chatting. She won't care.
It won't care at all.
She won't care.
At all. No,
She
I think
won't
you should
care.
buy her a front row ticket by herself.
Just sit her up there by herself.
We actually should do that, right? Isn't Acme kind of first come, first
Yeah,
serve, right?
yeah,
So we should almost show up right before
away.
the show so they put us in the back as
Yeah.
far away from you guys
Yes.
as possible.
Sounds good.
I I will do my best to prep her and go, please.
You've done enough by letting us know.
I'll try and tell Nikki, just don't feed the animals. Don't talk back. Ignore. No eye contact.
None.
All right, the Sklar Brothers are here. We'll do Vikings news briefly when we get back. Initials at 8:15. Marnie Gellner is here. Mark Parrish is here. Don't forget $62,500 on the line with the jackpot as well. Thanks to our friends at St. Paul Federal Credit Union. Power Trip returns after this on The Fan.
This is Fever Dream and their song Crying Out.
One, two, three, four.
All right, welcome back. That's your morning show. Yeah.
My mic wasn't on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
I just got to say, the Miller Lite Vikings draft party is back at U.S. Bank Stadium on April 25th. Get your tickets now to party on the field while taking in the first round of the NFL draft. Get your tickets today at Vikings.com/draft party and tune in to your home for draft coverage, KFAN, each day leading up to the draft for your chance to win your way in. Draft coverage on The Fan is presented locally by Pep's Draft House Pizza.
Sweet. Thanks, Zacho.
Nailed it.
Yeah, this is a local band, Tight Whips, with their song Fix Me Up. There you go. Yeah, that's right. Marty Glarner's here. The Sklar Brothers are here. Acme Comedy Club this weekend. Hi, guys. Good to see you again. Thank you for coming in.
See you too. Thank you for having. We we love going to the 3:00 sweeping up of all the birds that crashed into the U.S. Bank today. So that's 3:00 sweeping. The 3:00 sweeping of the birds.
That's
and
good eating.
All those birds then get put into a viewing spot at the Como Zoo. So it's pretty fun. It's a great zoo, you guys.
Mars, you work tonight, right? So again, you can't go see the Sklar Brothers tonight.
Right. And I was explaining that I can't go tonight.
Yeah.
Since I have a game, and I don't know if it was
I'm like, what do you play?
Jandy or Racing, but one of them said, yeah, what do you play?
What do you play?
You're like the game of life.
It's a risk every damn day. Yeah, I watched a Timberwolves game tonight and a Twins game tomorrow.
Which we're working on trying to throw out the first pitch. We'll see if that happens or just the ceremony, which, by the way, the ceremonial first pitch, unless it's like Mariah Carey or 50 Cent, like they're going to throw it it's usually done like way before game time. But there's still a lot of people there and like you could screw it up.
So what do you mean it's in the works? What can we do to help? Let's get this over. Zach Halverson just did let's play hockey.
Let's go.
We begged. We can beg.
Let's beg.
Who do we need to shake down?
I don't know. So we spoke to our friend at Major League Baseball who contacted the Twins and just said, hey, these guys are in town. They are big baseball fans. They are twins. They happen to be twins.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. You are the twins. We've thrown out first pitches in Cleveland and in St. Louis. I told my friend this last night and after the show, and he was like, so wait, are both of you throwing it out to, like, both of you have your hands on one ball and throw it at the same time? We're like, it's not like the nuclear key, like that you would both turn it at the same time. No, it's, we threw it out in St. Louis years ago on Jose Oquendo bobblehead night, because we love Jose Oquendo. We did a special about him on ESPN, getting him into the Hall of Fame. He was a utility player, and the end result of the special is that we didn't get him into the Hall of Fame, but we got a homemade plaque that we made hung on the utility closet there. So we were working on throwing out the first pitch, and I threw, of course, a curveball. I shook off a fastball, threw a curveball to a Jose Oquendo. Then I was like going to do the throw it like submarine sidearm, Kent Tekulve, Dan Quisenberry style, right? So Randy goes to throw it, and he throws it. I threw it so far left, I brushed back Rachel Maddow. There was an 85-year-old photographer, an old photographer, and Randy hit him in the leg, and now I probably shattered his femur. I feel so bad. It was really funny. It was super serious. So it's like what we realize is like if you're Carly Rae Jepsen has the worst, probably one of the or Mariah Carey, one of the worst first pitches ever. You're not going to be worse. You're not going to be worse than 50 Cent. So we played baseball in high school. We'll be fine. We want to do it. It's so fun. It would be so fun.
Cool.
Was either of you a pitcher in high school?
I pitched in high school. One time in high school, Randy was the pitcher and I was an outfielder. And our coach Barry Rinderknecht, one of the least smart human beings ever. I was like, I cannot believe you're a character and you're a teacher at our school. He was like a mix between Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels from Dumb and Dumber. former. He was our coach. And he walks out, and Randy's at third base.
No, he
warmed
me up
Randy up for
3 innings to like come in and pitch relief.
He walks out and points at me in left field to come in and pitch. And I'm like, hey, man, I haven't warmed up. And he's like, don't tell me what to do as a coach. I'm like, you warmed up my twin brother. And he's like, I know what I'm doing. And I come in and immediately give up like a grand slam. Because I'm like, I haven't been warming up. It's great. Great moment. So
Barry Rinder Connect.
Let us pitch.
Let us relive that moment. Come on, Twins fans.
Is that one word, Rinder Connect, or is that a hyphenated?
No. One word.
It does sound like
doozy.
Brilliant.
There was no hyphenation in St. Louis in the 80s. There's no one kept their mother's name.
There was no Goldschmidt Spalding. The Rinder Connect was one name. And he had like the Rinder Connect is like to me like the thing in the brain where like it did like this
that helps you do the initials game.
Right, exactly. My Rinder Connect is not working.
It's not in.
It's not there. It's not firing.
It's the best. Sklar Brothers tonight and tomorrow night at Acme, right? 7 and 9 tonight. I assume it's 7 and 9 tomorrow as well.
Only a handful of tickets to the 7 tonight and the 9 o'clock.
And the 7 tomorrow is sold out. So I would say if you want to come to the early show tonight, like get your tickets right now. It's going to sell out in the next like hour.
And I would say specifically, those 20 people could hurry up and see if my wife ruins the show.
Go and
if
see
that
if she
isn't a
was
draw,
worth
checking out.
Yeah.
Have an opportunity to shush his wife.
Mark and I are going to.
Yeah.
I know.
Am I the only one who's just kind of almost excited for this possible train wreck?
Oh, no, Mari, this can't be.
No, I don't want it to happen.
He does not want it to happen. I'm sensing your anxiety.
No.
And you're like, I love my wife. I love her. She just can't.
Please.
It's like,
He didn't say that.
I mean, I
Putting words in my mouth.
well, don't put those kind words about my wife in my mouth.
No, marriage is about who has the capital, right? So you almost want your partner to screw up because you're like, okay, I'm on the next thing I get it now.
That is not how it works in my house. I constantly lose.
You don't have the marriage capital at all, ever.
Yeah.
Never.
You want like a little bit of it.
So you're going to get some when she screws up our show. Come see what she can do to our show.
Yeah, don't come because of our 35 years of comedy.
And then whoever's listening from the Minnesota Twins, get these guys to throw out the first pitch tomorrow.
Dustin Morrissey's probably listening.
Dustin,
let's go.
Dustin is the guy who's working on it.
Yeah, see,
Good. Yeah, there you go. You got the right guy on it.
You have the right guy.
Yes,
I
you
have
do.
faith in
Yes,
Dustin.
you do.
just
You
say
have faith in Dustin.
Thank you in advance, Dustin.
For
Morris.
even trying.
If you can't do it, it's okay. We'll come back and do it another time. But we would love to do it.
Are you guys okay with throwing out the second pitch?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
okay
come
for
out
doing
between
like-
innings and rake the infield. I'll do that.
And I'm willing to just come in for relief in the 8th inning if you need me. Right
I'll
there.
throw at someone too, by the way.
Exactly.
If we need to retaliate
I'll
for someone.
clear a bench.
I'll buzz the tower. We'll buzz the tower.
They're going to need Randy to warm up, but then they're going to need Jason.
They call me in.
That's really what.
No,
they need.
we did it in Cleveland too. This was also really funny, and I said as a joke, what I'm going to do is go from the stretch because Randy and I throw from, by the way, the top of the mound. We throw from the rubber.
Am I allowed to say the rubber here?
We don't mess around in front of the
This is
mound.
the Little League World Series, guys.
I didn't think they use rubbers in Cleveland.
I'm not George H.W. Bush. I'm throwing from the mound, from the top, right? So my joke was that I was going to throw from the stretch and then step off, fake like I was going to throw to first, and
Fake you're going to throw to third.
and then throw to first. Whatever. I was doing some crazy pickoff move, and some guy yelled. You can hear. This is in a YouTube video. You can hear it because they filmed it from up high, from a box right next to where we ended up. He's like, "Throw the ball!" I'm like, "You're in Cleveland. It's September. Your team is 40 games out of first place, and you're an hour early for the game. Where do you have to be?"
Why do you want things to speed up?
Why? I'm doing a bit. Let me do my comedy bit about throwing out the first.
Here's the worst part. That was Corey's wife.
She's having a conversation.
Corey, I'm so sorry.
Where are you vacationing this summer?
Ironically, the Twins play
The Cleveland Guardians.
There you go.
Full circle, man. Let's
See,
go.
Full circle. That's what it's about.
Mitch from the Twins listens as well. Mitch,
thank you,
Dustin,
Mitch.
everybody down at the Twins. fans could just make this happen.
Come on, boys.
Let the boys just throw
Let's
out the
go.
first pitch.
Can I say
They're good
that
boys.
they're trying? So we're not. I love that we're like we've set it up like they don't want to do it.
I think they're trying to make it happen. So we will see. It'll be great.
But also, it's not like they're not allowed to have two different groups or two different people do it.
Oh yeah, people. We've done it.
Let's just piggyback it. Somebody else can throw the first pitch if they were scheduled, and you can do it right afterwards.
If you let us throw out the first pitch, the Vikings will get Stephon Diggs back. Do you want him back?
No.
Okay, sorry.
No, thank you.
Sorry, never mind that.
No.
Forget that. Forget that. You'll get J.J. McCarthy, our favorite quarterback. He's amazing.
That's right. You guys are big Michigan fans.
I hope you get him. I really do.
We do
He's
too.
amazing. So we went to the Rose Bowl and the national championship game. This is insane. I don't know if you guys want to hear this, but
of course.
we're at the Rose Bowl, and after the game, we're so happy. I mean, that ending was incredible. The setting is beautiful. We are there with our families. My daughter's a freshman at Michigan. My daughter Day's a freshman. It's very funny in like the longest running improv group there. And she's there with her friend and my daughter and my wife and our friend who runs like the biggest sports blog for Michigan, MGO blog. He's like the biggest fan ever. And this is just, for us, probably like one of the greatest sports experience ever. We're coming out of the stadium. We're singing songs. We're chanting, "It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine." We're not like being mean to Alabama fans. We're actually being really nice because we're like, that was a great game, phenomenal. We hope Saban retires, and we were right. But we're walking by these people, and we see a commotion to our left outside the Rose Bowl, and it's like on a golf course. There's a golf course around it, and we see and we're like, is that a fight? What's happening? You see an older man on his hands and knees, Alabama fan, and we're like, did he just get like sucker punch? What happened?
If you see an old man like over 60 sitting down or on the ground in public, you're like, something horrible.
Call an ambulance right now. So we go over. So no Alabama fans are helping him. He's in an Alabama shirt. Me and my daughter and her friend and my friend Seth, and we walk over to like help this guy. Michigan fans helping this Alabama fan. That's how gracious we were feeling in this moment. He is so drunk. He is the drunkest person I've ever seen in my entire life. He's so drunk I can't tell if he's 60 or 80. Like, it's obscured his age. So we go to pick him up, and I put my hands under his like armpits, and it's literally like sticking your hands in a bowl of loose Jello. Like, there's no bone structure. The alcohol had saturated his bones. It got me drunk. He gets like a contact drunk, a deep bone soak, and so I'm like, he's like drunk Hulk. I try to pick him up, and we pick him up, and I'm like, there is no way this guy can even take a step.
First of all, you're like, can we call one of your friends?
Yeah, can we call one of your boys to like pick you up? This really shouldn't be our responsibility. And no Alabama fan is helping him. And so like he said, call my friend Steve. He's in my phone. And we look at his phone, and it's like
When old people like increase the font size so they can read stuff.
I'm like, S, scroll up. T, scroll up. E, scroll up. It's so big. I'm like, is this 64 points? So then our friend calls and is like, get your boy. He's over here by Balloon 2. It's like, it's in the parking structure. And then I'm like, what do we do with this guy? There's no way he can even.
If you let go of him, he's going to fall down.
He's going to fall down. Like, where do you want us to put you, sir? And he's like, right over there. Just put it right over there. We're like, where? And he's like, I want to lay down right there. We're like, where? There's no bench. There's no nothing to sit down.
He's pointing at like
The group of trash bags around a trash can, because he's like, it looks soft over there. We're like, all right, dude. So it was not lost on us the irony that after the game, like 5 Michigan fans put an older Alabama fan
in the garbage.
The definition of white trash, right? So he immediately falls asleep, like just immediately falls asleep. Then 3 seconds later, wakes up like he just woke up out of like a 10-year coma.
He's like, who's the president?
Same guy. And then he like tries to get up. And then this is why I love my daughter so much. This is why I love her so much. She looked down at him, and in the moment, she was like, no, sir, you stay, because those who stay will be champions. That's what's written above the Michigan locker room. I was like,
my God.
It was such a good joke in the moment, and we got out of there. It was
That's genius.
Magic. Beautiful.
Genius.
Magic. Beautiful. So we love sports. And I hope you get J.J. McCarthy. He's a I really amazing,
Which is good.
way
This is
underrated guy.
the segment we normally do, Vikings news anyway. So let's officially
Radco.
transition, thanks to our friends at Radco. So JJ's stock is one of those stocks that happens almost every year where somebody just kind of flies up the board, even though there hasn't been a game since that game, right?
Yeah.
But the comeback is they didn't ask him to throw much because Blake Corum was so good. The team was so good.
Right.
So do you believe, though, that his skill set is that good? They just didn't have to
100 million
Really?
%. He is so good. He's fast. He's tough. He'll get into whatever strength program. And he actually put on like 20 pounds since like the season.
Played hockey growing up.
That a boy.
So he knows how to take
he is
hits.
tough.
He knows how to take hits, and he can win big games. Like going into the Horseshoe and winning in at Ohio State and Columbus. That's like it is like a hostile NFL environment. Like you want that guy who's got ice water. So I'll tell you one story about him. When Michigan was at its low point, and they were talking about getting rid of Harbaugh in the COVID year, they went 2-4. All right, and all these prospective recruits came to, there was like no fans in the stand. They played Wisconsin. They got blown out by Wisconsin. And so there was questions of whether they were going to hold the recruiting class together. And the team just couldn't do it also because. And the fans are like losing their minds, because Michigan's never been this bad. The guy who reached out to all the other recruits with his own parents and made sure they came and held the class together was J.J. McCarthy. He was on his own. And he told the fan base, he said, take 3 deep breaths. Just know that everyone, this is an 18-year-old kid. Just know that every single person in that building is doing their best to make this team win. And if you believe in us, I'm telling you right now, we're going to win a national championship while I'm here. And he did. At a time when it's almost impossible for a school like Michigan to win it, he held people together. He is a leader. He has the skill set. They didn't use him the way he could be used. He's got the arm strength. And also kudos to that kid for not transferring, for not being like, look, I'm a Heisman Trophy style quarterback. Like he chose winning over like showing off what he and doing what the team needed versus what. And he'll, you want him to fly up draft boards and whatnot because you're like, you want that type of kid rather than a kid who's like just takes the bag and whatever. You want that type of kid to do well. We love him.
I think a lot of teams do.
That's good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We would take him.
Well, I love him now. Too.
Yeah, right?
I'll say I'm
I'm on
pumped.
board. Yeah.
He meditates.
I
He
was this
meditates
long
before games. He sits under the goalpost and like meditates. Like there are very few. He is a very, very grounded, incredible kid. Like he's a star as far as a leader as well, and that's hard to come by.
You guys graduated 94 from Michigan, right?
That's right.
So you were there during the Fab Five.
Yep. Yes.
How was that?
Unbelievable. They were in our class. We had one class with all of them when they were freshmen and we were sophomores. Huge communications class. And we would just crack jokes. We basically did like cheap seats, but for the lecture every single week, just making jokes from the top. And we didn't know if they would sit right in front of us. First of all, they all showed up. Everybody showed up to every class.
Wow.
To
See how that's how it works, Art? You can.
way. They showed up every day. We're not lying. They were in front of us.
Was it a 2 p.m. class?
No, 9 a.m.
Wow.
Which for college
impressive.
kids is
I know.
It's like it's like 6 a.m. So yeah, they showed up and we would make jokes. We didn't know if they were listening to us. And one day Randy didn't show up because he was like hungover. And I was walking out down the stairwell with my friend, and we hear this deep voice behind us. Hey, yo, twin, where was your brother this morning? And I look up and it's Jawan Howard. He's like, y'all make me laugh so much. And he was so nice. And we walked all the way out into the diag with him with center of campus. And he was, he's a 6'10" guy. And everyone knows the basketball players, even more than the football players, because they're giants. And I never felt cooler than that day when he like was walking out. And so he said, hey, where was your twin this morning? So then it was like 30 years later, he's coaching for the Heat. And I'm like at a Clippers game with my family, and we had known some of the people from the Clippers and went down and we threw out the first pitch at the Clippers game, which was a very odd thing. We're like, why are they throwing baseballs at people? They said just throw anything at Steve Ballmer's head, and he's like, all right, I'll do it. So I'm down there and I'm walking back to my seat, but along the court to go up to my seat at halftime, and I'm probably about 30 feet from Jawan. He's an assistant coach. He sees me. And he like points at me and I point at him and he mouths to me. This is like, again, 30 years later. Hey, twin, where's your brother? He does the joke again.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. And I was like, that's amazing.
Awesome.
Incredible.
Sweet dude.
Amazing.
That's
sweet
awesome.
guy. Yeah.
Like, I wonder if how quickly when you guys were, rising the ranks of comedy, if he's like, hey, those are the guys I went to college
I think
with.
he knew.
Immediately?
He knew. We were in a bar with, in LA with David Cohan, our buddy, who's a huge Clippers fan. He created Will and Grace, and he's just a great writer and a really sweet dude. And in the bar that night, we were having a meeting with
Rick Fox, who's also great, tremendous. He was great, by the way, and he got game. He was so good as the guy, the recruit.
Yeah.
To the guy who's hosting the recruit. Amazing dude. And we were, coming up with a TV show idea that we were possibly going to do with him. And we're having this meeting with him. And who walks into the bar that night but Chris Webber? So Webber was there calling a Lakers game for TNT. And he knew, of course, Rick Fox, but then he saw me and Randy, and he was like, my guys. Like, he knew us, Michigan
That's so
people
cool.
just know, if you're in the sports world, they know you.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Fan 5 when we get back. Again, the Sklar Brothers are here. They're going to play Initials in about 20 minutes. Marnie Gellner is here. You can watch her on Bally's tonight. Right, Wolves and Suns?
Yes,
Suns,
Wolves
9
and
o'clock.
At Phoenix, yep.
8:30 pregame.
That's correct.
There you go. Parrish, when are you on TV again?
Tomorrow. I got This Weekend with the Wild, Saturday, Sunday.
So cool.
Got it. Mark, how many 9 a.m. classes did you hit at St. Cloud when you were playing hockey?
0.
That's right.
He majored in hockey at St. Cloud State.
I know. Yeah. You majored in Zamboni.
Yeah, amen.
More with Randy and Jason Sklar after this on The Fan.
And this is Cause for Concern, their song Voodoo Birth. Local music on the Power Trip on The Fan. Send yours to hockey@kfan.com.
The Fan.